What is going on, lads, and welcome back to FIFA 15 then and now. It has been a long time since I made one of these, but I popped out on Twitter a straw poll asking you guys who you would like to see, and Dortmund was the team that has won, so you guys can see the kind of current Dortmund team. It might necessarily be the team that starts every game, but it's a mix between the one that starts every game, the players that play the most, and the players that are the most interesting. So don't get up in my grill if there's someone that I've missed out who plays all the time, but they've just got a boring card that's basically the same as it was, that it is now all the way back in FIFA 10. So I have omitted them and put in somebody slightly more interesting. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at these players up on the screen, these Dortmund players, their oldest cards that they have had on FIFA Ultimate Team. Very quickly before we do, as we pop in WEIDENFELLER, or as we take a look at WEIDENFELLER, who is a very good goalkeeper on this FIFA. He's absolutely huge, but he's nice and cheap. If you don't want to go and get coins to buy some of the slightly more expensive players that are going to be featured in the squad, link down in the description to IG Sky, of course. 100% reliable. A little bit slower because the web app is off, but you guys will still get your coins. They're still 100% reliable. Nice and cheap, and the discount code AJ3 is 5% off, but let's get back to Weidenfeller. 83 rated them. I was talking about picking the interesting ones and the ones that aren't boring, basically just the same cards. And unfortunately, Weidenfeller is literally the goalkeeper that Dortmund have. He's the go-to goalkeeper. And his card is pretty boring because in FIFA 10, he was basically just the same. His stats are very similar, if not actually better, in FIFA 10 almost. And he was 81 rated. With that then, we are going to move on because, like I said, the stats are pretty similar. His dive and reflexes are actually better in FIFA 10 and his position is a lot worse, and otherwise it doesn't really matter too much. So we're going to move on and take a look at Mats Hummels, who is one of the best centre-backs in the world now. 86 rated he is on this FIFA. Back in FIFA 10 though, he was only 77 rated, so he's got -9, so he's just about a goal player actually, which is crazy. 74 pace, which would be a dream if he was on this Hummels. The 86 Hummels that we've got now, if he had 74 pace, would be one of, if not the best centre-backs on the game. 88 defending he's got now, whereas then he had 77, so again, that has gone down 11, which is mental. Heading and physical, you can't really compare, and all of his other stats are basically about the same. He's basically just a little bit worse on the technical stuff, but he's actually faster, so which Hummels would you guys most like to have? Would you like to have a fast Hummels that isn't as good as defending, or would you like to have a really good Hummels at defending, but he's a little bit slower and can't really track the run? So let me know down in the comment section, would you rather have FIFA 15 Hummels or FIFA 10 Hummels, and I will see what you guys think. Next up, we have got Subotic, who was a little bit of a boring one. It was between Subotic and Socrates to put in, but both of them are pretty boring. So we just went with Subotic because I think he started like one more game this season or something like that. 82 rated he is now. Back then in FIFA 10, he was actually higher rated than Hummels, which is pretty interesting because he's 4 behind him now, but he used to be 2 ahead of him. 79 rated he was. Not very different to his card now. A little bit faster, a little bit worse defending, and his other stats are roughly about the same. Left back is where this starts to get really interesting. So up first, we have got SCHMELZER, 78 rated non-rare he is now, but in FIFA 10 he used to be a 70 rated silver, and look at that haircut. Jesus Christ, he has been going to Luke Shaw's barber, if you guys remember Luke Shaw's card from last year. Dreadful haircut right there, but decent player actually, decent silver player, still not particularly fast. He isn't particularly fast on this game. Defending and physical, or defending and heading, are like 10 and 20 minus what they were, but as silver left backs go, he'd probably do a reasonable job for you, but there is definitely better silver left backs that you could go for in that FIFA and in this FIFA as well. Over on the opposite side, we've got another guy who is gold now. We've got 82 rated PISZCZEK, so a lot higher than SCHMELZER, but he was only 1 rating higher all the way back in FIFA 10. He was only 71 rated, and he was a right midfield, which is pretty interesting. He, of course, got his pace all the way up to like 90 in FIFA 13, and he's gone back down to 81, but then he only had 74, so he's on like a big massive loop of pace going all the way up and coming all the way back down, and EA have just decided that he's slow again. Used to be a right midfield, like I said, probably wouldn't be a very good right midfield. He's got 69 dribbling, 68 passing, but I suppose he is a silver, and you can't expect ridiculously good stats from them. In front of him at CDM, we have got Sven Bender, 81 rated he is now, which is pretty highly rated, but if you take a look at his FIFA 10 card, he was 68, so 13 ratings lower. He did, again, have that higher pace, which seems to be quite a trend that's coming throughout all these FIFA 10 cards. EA taking loads of people off, loads of pace off people who aren't too fast to begin with, so 72 down to 66, but his defending and his physical have gone up loads. His passing has not changed too much. Dribbling got up about 8, which is pretty decent, even though he's still not very good at dribbling, and his shooting hasn't changed too much either. So basically just a defending, passing and physical upgrade for Bender. Next up, we've got arguably the craziest one out of all of these. We've got Ilkay Gundogan at CDM. I don't think he plays CDM for Dortmund because he's got a high attack and work rate. I think Sahin does, but Sahin's card is really boring, whereas Gundogan's, oh my god, this is crazy. He is a 64 rated bronze player on FIFA 10. Doesn't play for Dortmund, he hasn't got the transfer yet, and he's also a left mid. This is absolutely mental. He looks like a terrible left mid, to be honest. 74 pace, so he's one of the ones who's actually got faster towards FIFA 15. 69 dribbling, 54 shooting, and 64 passing. He is not someone that you want to be putting in your teams, and he's just comparing his stats, he's so bad. He's got like 21 less passing and 16 less shooting, and his dribbling's terrible. He's even slower. Oh my god, it's crazy. And he's a left midfielder as well, which doesn't really suit him at all. Speaking of left midfielders though, we have got Marco Reus, of course. Basically Dortmund's best player. He's unbelievable, and he's been touted to move to a lot of different clubs, but he's actually just signed a new 5-year contract, I think, with them. Whether that means he is staying or whether that means they're just locking him down so people have to pay more money for him in the summer, we don't know. We're going to find out soon. But back in FIFA 10, before he'd even moved to Dortmund, he was a 67 rated right midfield, so one of the lowest rated players in this whole team, apart from Gundogan. I think he's the lowest rated, which is mad. 67 rated he was, and like I said, second lowest rated, and now he's the highest rated, or joint highest rated, with Hummels and basically their best player. 78 pace he's got, which is crazy slow. He hasn't got the good shooting, he's got 63. He hasn't got the good passing, he's got 63 again. And his dribbling actually isn't too bad for a silver, but again, not really too usable because you couldn't really cross it or shoot. But his pace is pretty decent, his dribbling is pretty decent, and you could probably get a game out of him if you really did want to. But there was definitely much better options for right midfielders in the Bundesliga back then. Leading us on again nicely to right midfield, we have got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, is I think this guy's name. I think that's what he's called anyway. He's a ridiculously good player. He's been playing crazy good this year in real life. No idea how he didn't get an upgrade. I uploaded a video of people who probably should have got upgrades earlier today. I actually didn't put him in it, but he definitely could have been in it. 2 informs he's had this year. But his normal card is a 79 rated, as you can see, with that 95 pace. Oh my god, it's crazy. 72 rated he used to be though, and he didn't have that 95 pace, he had 83, so he has got faster and faster and faster and faster throughout all of the FIFAs. It is absolutely mental, and again, the technical stats just aren't really up to speed at all. 64 shooting and 56 passing doesn't really make him very usable, although he has got 72 heading, and I've never tested Aubameyang's heading out on this FIFA. Maybe he's quite good, and I really need to try him at striker, and I can use the pace and the crosses and absolutely abuse him if his heading is still decent like it used to be on FIFA 10. In the centre then, we have got Shinji Kagawa, absolute Borussia Dortmund cult hero, basically this guy is. And before he went to Man United, he was a 75 rated cam in FIFA 11. He's of course just got an upgrade, a January upgrade, or a winter upgrade, it's not January, is it, to an 83. So he's -8 on what he was now, and we actually couldn't talk about Kagawa and his old cards without mentioning his FIFA 12 team of the season, where he got 3 informs and then a team of the season, and it was 90 rated, 90 pace, 94 dribbling, 93 shooting, and 89 passing. Oh my god. I remember using this card, and he was unbelievable as a cam, as a striker, as a centre mid, as I said, anything, wherever you put this guy, he was insane. And Kagawa went to Man United and went down, but he's come back to the Bundesliga, come back to Dortmund, and then of course he's just got an upgrade because he's doing incredibly well once again, and basically Kagawa has been freed and he is back home. That then just leaves the striker, and we've gone, as you guys can see, for Adrian Ramos. And aside from Subotic and Weidenfeller, this is probably the guy who hasn't really changed too much. And back in FIFA 11, he still looks as overpowered as he is now. Maybe lacking on the shooting, you can see him there, 75 rated, 82 pace though, 69 shooting, and 74 heading. I'm sure this guy is still unbelievable in the air, and you can just run down the line and cross it into him, because FIFA 11 and 12 were horrendous for that. Shooting isn't as good as it is now. He's -7 on the shooting, but with that 75 rating, he's probably getting tons of handicap and was still a ridiculously good striker. But that is where we're going to leave it, lads. That is the end of Borussia Dortmund. Like I said, I posted on Twitter which ones you guys wanted to see, and this one won. So if you want to come and vote for another one next time we do this, make sure you come and follow me on Twitter. There's a link to that down in the description as always. But for now, that is where we're going to leave it, lads. Thanks for being absolute heroes and smashing out the likes on all of the videos recently. You guys have been going mental, and I love you guys for it. But apart from that, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.